Thank Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With me today, Mr. Chairman, are two interns in my office, Ms. Anna Kate Luke and Quinn Eisenfeld. And I wanted to recognize them today. They're sitting behind me. Mr. Mitchell, I'm sorry about your health challenges. You made a very impassioned plea for us to consider the various bills that have come out of this committee. Why do you think the full Senate hasn't taken them up?
I think you've been busy with some other things.
You really think that's the reason?
Part of the reason, I think, yes, is that the Senate has been busy with many other things. I do think that there is an appetite on both sides of the aisle to advance these bills, maybe in the lame duck session.
Respectfully, I think you're wrong.
Tell me.
Okay. The majority leader controls the floor of the United States Senate. Whether that majority leader is a Republican or a Democrat, one person controls what the entire United States Senate can consider. And I don't mean to pick on Senator Schumer. He's my friend. He is exercising the power that we have ceded to him. If Republicans were in the majority, I feel pretty confident in saying that our majority leader, Senator McConnell, would exercise the same power. Do you think the Senate ought to establish a new rule that all senators are equal and some aren't more equal than others, and that if a senator can demonstrate that he or she has 60 votes to pass a bill, perhaps through the number of the co-sponsors, though that wouldn't be the only way, that senator should have the right to bring the bill to the floor of the United States Senate and allow senators in front of God and the country and their constituents to vote on it.
Senator, you're way over my pay grade.
Okay, you don't have an opinion on that?
No.
Professor, you're an attorney. Do you have an opinion? You don't want to make Senator Schumer mad? Is that your concern here?
That's an excellent question. It does seem to me that that level of control could be not optimal. The level of control exercised by one person.
You're a professor, right?
I am a professor.
Not optimal.
Correct.
Yeah. In the real world, we say it sucks. I came here today to learn, and I have learned a lot. But here's what I'm trying to understand, Professor. Is your contention that because of the patent abuse, your words, not mine, that pharmaceutical drug companies are making obscene profits in the United States?
Thank you for the question, sir. I don't think it's obscene. I think that, as many people have pointed out, in the United States, we do fund research and development for the whole world, and that's a very, very knotty problem. So that's a challenge that I think we all need to take on. I do think that patent abuse contributes to lack of innovation, which might seem counterintuitive, but I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because
let me stop you for a second, because I'm going to run out of time. You use the term patent abuse. You're obviously using it in a pejorative sense. Is this patent abuse illegal?
It is not currently.
The Senate hearing turned heated as lawmakers clashed over the power of leadership, stalled legislation, and the controversial issue of patent abuse by pharmaceutical companies. What started as a discussion about health challenges and legislative gridlock quickly spiraled into a deeper debate on who truly controls the Senate floor and whether America's drug pricing system is being manipulated at the expense of innovation. The hearing began on a light note, with Senator Kennedy acknowledging two interns in his office, a gesture that seemed to humanize the proceedings. But almost immediately, the tone shifted when he questioned why critical bills from the committee had not been taken up by the full Senate. While one witness suggested the Senate was too busy with other matters, Kennedy pushed back, pointing out that a single person, the majority leader, ultimately decides what comes to the floor. Kennedy highlighted the imbalance of power in the Senate where one individual, whether Democrat or Republican, can block or advance legislation. He posed a provocative question: shouldn't any senator with clear support, say 60 votes, be allowed to bring a bill forward for a vote? This sparked discomfort among witnesses, with one professor cautiously admitting that such centralized control may not be optimal. Kennedy, less restrained, bluntly put it, "In the real world, we say it sucks." The hearing then shifted to the heart of the issue: pharmaceutical patent abuse. Kennedy pressed a professor on whether this practice is illegal. The response? No, it's not illegal, but it is harmful. Witnesses explained that patent abuse doesn't just inflate profits, it can also stifle innovation by preventing new competition from entering the market. Kennedy wanted answers. If the tools exist to rein in abuse, why aren't federal agencies using them? Attention turned to the FDA and PTO. Witnesses argued these agencies could do.
It is not currently illegal, but there are mechanisms that we could readily employ to curtail it.
If we passed a bill?
If we passed bills, there's also a lot that agencies can do right now using their current powers.
So why don't they?
They don't, because I think that Congress doesn't adequately push them to do it. So you need to hold oversight hearings, hauling up the FDA and the PTO, asking them why they don't cooperate more, including on the sort of thing that they can already do, which is exchange information, including trade secret information protected by trade secrecy law.
I think the problem is in part within our administrative agencies, like the FTC or...
The FTC is, I think, doing a cleanup job on the back end, but the FTC can only work on the back end. Recall that the FTC's jurisdiction is antitrust. That's after all the bad stuff has already happened. They try to clean up on the back end. We need to nip the problem in the bud on the front end.
The FDA?
FDA can help, and the PTO can help.
Is the FDA doing a bad job with controlling patent abuse?
The FDA considers its role ministerial.
Are they doing a bad job, in your opinion? Come on,
I think
Professor, we're trying to find solutions here. Don't dance around on me. Tell me what you think.
I think they could do more.
Okay, I'm gone way over. Thanks for your indulgence, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I want to thank my colleagues for the work that you've done, and I do hope, Senator Kennedy, that we get those bills on the floor and have a chance to vote on them. You've done a lot of work on that, Senator Cornyn, and I'm very supportive of what you've done.
Well, I've suggested a way, Mr. Chairman, that we can get them on the floor. That I'm not trying to
talk to your friend, the majority leader.
I'm not trying to step on Senator Schumer's toes by any stretch.
Let's go back to the issue
both
here.
ways.
Thank you.
Laid bare two major frustrations in Washington: the centralized control of Senate leadership and the unchecked influence of pharmaceutical companies through patent abuse. While lawmakers expressed bipartisan interest in reform, the question remains: will the Senate ever see a fair vote, or will these issues continue to be buried by the power of one? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and hit the subscriber button for more political show.